Hey, I want to welcome you to today's devotion. And for your spiritual growth and maturity, I think this one is very important for you. So let's go straight to the devotion right now. Today, in this devotion, I want to just have a heart-to-heart talk with you. Just like I would talk to my son or daughter or someone that I love very much. You know, one of the things that I've discovered is that sometimes as we grow and God begins to use us, we think, hey, I'm beyond that. I'm beyond any kind of bad thing happening. But I want you to know something. None of us are beyond sin. Sin is always out there lurking. In fact, in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13, the Bible says that we need to be careful to take heed. For when we think we stand, then we're going to fall. But there is no temptation that's given to mankind that we cannot overcome. God's given us everything we need to overcome temptation. But the temptation will always be there. And you need to understand that. You know, I have a dear friend who was godly, professor of evangelism, used mightily to train others in evangelism. And he told me one time, he said, and he was, by the way, he was about 80 years old at that time. And he said, someone asked me, at what age do you quit have a problem with lust? And he said, I don't know what the age is, but I know it's past 80 because he was 80 and he still struggled and he had to have victory over it. So you see, you never get past temptation. Temptation will always be there. We find this with David. Oh, God had used David in such a mighty way. I mean, he had seen God do incredible things. But then one day, up on a roof of a house, he saw a woman bathing. And you know what? He had a choice to make. At that moment, he had a choice to make. He could keep watching, or he could turn and walk away. He didn't turn and walk away. And do you know what happened? It ended up in adultery. It ended up in murder. It ended up in lie and deceit and cover up. All sorts of sin. This great man of God. And I want you to know, none of us are past that. None of us. I'm not, you're not. We have to every day make choices, and it's very important, the choices that we make. I remember when I was in Germany and I was a pastor and I would go jogging every day, and I would go out of my house through the neighborhood, and there was a theater, and this theater had a lot of pornographic stuff that they advertised and displayed, and I would jog past that theater, and every day when I jogged past it, I would have a decision to make, and this is what I did. I would just put my head to the ground as I would run. And as I would run, I would just say, I choose Jesus, I choose Jesus, I choose Jesus, I choose Jesus, until I got past that theater. And you see, every day, I mean, some of you go on the web, and every day you've got a decision to make. And if you make the wrong decision, I want to tell you what, it could result in disaster. You're not beyond sin. And you need to take heed. If you need to put things on your computer, your phone, if you need to have someone hold you accountable, whatever it is, you need to understand that none of us are beyond temptation. And every one of us must submit to God and that day make the right decision. I pray every day, God, give me the grace to make the right decisions today. Why don't you pray that today and make that a practice every day in your life?